Staff at Edgewater Primary School this week found themselves the targets of a hate mail campaign from people outraged by a school decision to drop the Lord's Prayer from school assemblies. Religion in state schools is often a thorny topic, but the venom directed at this school has shocked educators and left them wondering how principals and their school communities can deal with complex and emotionally charged issues without facing this type of abuse. Steven Breen is the head of WA's Primary Principals Association, and I spoke with him earlier. Steven Breen, thanks for talking with 730 WA. This hate mail campaign at Edgewater Primary School obviously shocked the people at that school. Has it rattled the wider community of principals?
I think the wider view of principals is concern, definite concern. But unfortunately, I don't think it's shocked people because it does happen on a semi-regular basis. And that's the concern that the Principals Association would like to bring up. It is a concern of a society that is probably less tolerant, very aggressive, and looking at a black and white issues, which any decision at a school is not black and white, I can tell you that.
Does that mean that principals are rethinking their approach or the way they handle these types of decisions and then communicate them to the school community, or what can they do?
I think they have to. It's not what they're thinking about. They have to. I had a conversation with a retired principal yesterday about this very issue, and she said that 20 years ago they had a chat with the various people and they've decided to actually take the Lord's Prayer out. This was 20-odd years ago. I don't think you can do that now. So the complexities of actually having a lot of different points of view, and people are not shy about putting their points of view. School principals have to plan it, they have to seek advice from their communities, they have to seek advice from their staff to actually put it all together to actually have a plan to move forward.
Now, in this case, there was a process of decision-making and consultation.
Yes.
But is that in itself something of a problem? Because if you end up with a majority view being expressed one way or the other, you're still going to have a significant minority holding a different view. Is it something where the department should just issue an edict and remove this discretion? Would that solve the problems at a school level?
I think that's what they used to do in the past, but the world has changed. In the past, it was a one-size-fits-all. However, in our system now, like in the Catholic system and in the independent system, we are moving to an independent public school system. And it's not only in WA, it's all around Australia. We're actually moving into the modern world. So it's up to the community to do it. So the principal leaders, the community, the board need to actually move through this. I don't think you can have a one-size-fits-all.
So is it less about the school being able to handle these sort of emotionally charged issues and more about the community growing up and dealing with it?
Yes, I think so. What I would like to see, and the school leaders would like to see, is people quite aggressively, school community leaders coming out and backing schools, trusting schools to get on with it. I would like to see politicians, I would like to see business people, I would like to see senior bureaucrats come out and say schools are doing a good job.
Do you think this is well understood in the broader community, just how complex the terrain is that you're trying to navigate? If you go into a school now, you've got students with very complicated family arrangements, often with custodial or court orders attached. You've got kids with mental health issues. You've got kids who are coming from either neglectful or abusive environments. You've got kids with a whole range of medical issues, everything from allergies to very serious conditions. Now, in the middle of all of that, you've also got this overlay of ideological and religious beliefs, and somehow schools have got to try and fit in education. I mean, do you think people really understand that?
I think you made 2 points there. The first point was about the complexity and the other one was about the religious and ideological. In fact, primary school, we don't even think about that. It does not come up. We're actually looking at the individual child and the individual child's needs. I will admit it is so complex now. If you have a ward of the state and you have a meeting about their needs, you have to have a big room. You have to have 10 or 15 people in there. There is a concern about all of the government agencies all having their little piece. We actually wrote to the Premier to actually have a Department of the Child because there is a concern about the complexities. We need one boss, We need one resource area, and we need to actually look at the individual child, not at the agencies, at the child.
Now, policy change takes time,
Yes.
if it's ever taken up
Yes.
at all. What's your advice to principals and schools out of this experience? Do they make their decisions, stand their ground? Is that your advice?
Well, they have to plan. They have to definitely plan. They have to actually collaborate with people. If you have 90% of your people against it, why would you do it? You actually have to go with the community. Now, the community's view to actually move in a general direction, now that might be for a sports carnival, for everything, anything, you would do that. That's what we are there for. We're for the community.
Mr. Breen, thanks for your time.